There's a strange moment in life when everything is going right, and that's exactly when everything starts going wrong. Not because you failed, but because you didn't stop. Welcome to Mind Hums, where ideas spark and curiosity hums. Winning feels addictive. One victory makes you hungry for another. One achievement whispers, you can go further. And before you realize it, you're no longer chasing success. You're chasing more success. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people don't lose because they fail. They lose because they win too much. They push beyond the point where they should have stopped. They cross a line that didn't need crossing. And suddenly, admiration turns into envy, support turns into resistance, and success begins to collapse under its own weight. This is what Law 47 teaches. Do not go past the mark you aimed for. In victory, learn when to stop. Few stories capture this better than Napoleon Bonaparte. At one point, Napoleon wasn't just powerful, he was unstoppable. He had conquered vast parts of Europe. Nations feared him. Armies respected him. His name alone carried authority. He had already won. But then came a decision, one that didn't come from strategy, but from ambition that refused to rest. He turned his eyes toward Russia. Now this wasn't just another battle. It was a gamble against distance, climate, and logistics. Still, Napoleon believed what many successful people start believing. If I've come this far, why stop now? So he marched. Thousands of soldiers, endless confidence, and a belief that victory was inevitable. But Russia didn't fight the way others had. They retreated, burned their own cities, stretched his supply lines, and then winter arrived. What followed wasn't just defeat, it was destruction. From a massive army, only a fraction returned. The empire he built began to crumble. And the reason? He didn't lose because he was weak. He lost because he didn't know when to stop. Success changes the way you think. It quietly rewires your mind. When you win once, you feel capable. When you win repeatedly, you feel invincible. And that's where danger begins. Your judgment becomes clouded, not by failure, but by confidence. You start believing, I can't go wrong. One more step won't hurt. This is my moment. I should maximize it. But what you don't see is what's building behind the scenes. Every extra move creates more visibility, more expectations, more enemies, because success doesn't exist in isolation. When you rise too high, too fast, people start watching you differently. Some admire you, but many start waiting for you to fall. And if you keep pushing, you give them a reason. That's why restraint isn't weakness. It's intelligence. Think about modern life. A creator goes viral. Instead of pausing, they rush to post more. Quality drops. Audience loses interest. A business hits peak success. Instead of stabilizing, they expand too quickly. Systems break. Reputation suffers. A person achieves something meaningful. Instead of grounding themselves, they chase the next high and lose what they already had. The pattern is always the same. Not knowing when to stop. And here's the irony. Stopping at the right time doesn't reduce your power. It protects it. It keeps your image strong. It keeps your impact lasting. It keeps people wanting more from you instead of getting tired of you. So how do you apply Law 47 in your life? First, define your mark clearly. Know what enough looks like before you start winning. Because if you don't define it early, your ego will keep moving the goalpost. Second, Pause after every victory. Not to celebrate blindly, but to assess. Ask yourself, do I need to push further or protect what I've built? Third, consolidate your gains. Strengthen what you already have, because growth without stability is just collapse in slow motion. And finally, leave space for desire. Don't give everything at once. Whether it's your work, your content, your presence, leave people wanting more. That's how influence lasts. There's always a voice in your head after a win. A quiet one. It says, just a little more. That voice sounds harmless. It sounds ambitious. It even sounds right. But most of the time, that voice is your ego. And ego doesn't know limits. It only knows expansion. If you follow it blindly, it will take you beyond your peak and straight into your fall. The real power isn't just in winning. It's in knowing when to stop. Thanks for letting your mind hum with us.